What is up, guys? I'm Sos Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, here to educate you on health, fitness, social well-being. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about how you can maintain the muscle mass that you've built when you've decided that you're content with where you're at. In other words, you don't really care about building any more muscle mass, you don't want to progress anymore, you just want to maintain everything you built up to a certain point. So the reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is because a subscriber who's actually like an older gentleman asked me, hey man, what can those of us who are a little bit older, who don't really care about improving our physiques anymore, we just kind of want to maintain what we built, what can we do in order to like maintain this effectively? How do we need to eat? How do we need to train? And it occurred to me that this is actually something that can apply not just to older people, but people in general. There's a lot of people out here where they're not trying to be a bodybuilder, a powerlifter, or even just maximize their muscle growth. They just want to, you know, look a little bit better, be a little bit stronger, and then kind of maintain that. While I'm someone who's constantly trying to seek to progress in every area and aspect of life, not everybody is like that, right? There's those of us where, hey, this is kind of what we just enjoy doing, kind of like what we live for in a sense. We constantly want to get better and improve. For other people, they just want to like be healthy, you know, they want to get like, you know, the health benefits of working out, look a little bit better, but maybe they want to progress in other areas in life. They have other priorities that they want to focus on, and that's okay. Don't ever let anybody tell you that, oh, you're wasting your time in the gym if you're not trying to get as big as possible, as strong as possible. That's not true, guys. Everybody has different goals. And so long as you're in the gym, so long as you are working out, so long as you are consistently training, you're doing something, you're gonna get those health benefits anyway. And that's really the most important aspect. I feel like the fitness industry as a whole has kind of just skewed things so much to where people feel like they have to look a certain way. And I feel like there's a lot of people out here who are training so hard for goals that they don't even care about them personally, but they're doing it because they feel like, you know, the fitness industry, you know, or fitness society, whatever you want to call it, is kind of like putting these standards on people where it's like, hey, you have to like look this way or build up to this point. And that's simply not the case. Anyway, getting right into it, guys, because the answer is actually very simple. In order to maintain, you know, your whatever level of strength or whatever physique you have built to whatever point, all you have to do is look at the amount of calories you're taking in currently to maintain that physique, and the amount of total workload you're doing as far as your training, you know, the amount of sets, reps, and how much weight you're doing on all those movements. Look at all of that and just keep doing that. That's it. It's that easy, it's that simple. In order to maintain, you just have to maintain the level of fitness that you built to that point. You don't have to progress anymore. Once again, we already know the key to continuously building muscle mass and strength in natural athletes is progressively overloading, because due to the biological law of accommodation, after 3 weeks, you will no longer grow from the same stimulus. Something has to change, either the reps, the sets, the weights, some aspect of your training volume needs to be increased, or you need to, like, you know, change movements, something of that nature. So if you simply just continue to do the same things over and over, you will maintain. You're not gonna regress, you're not gonna lose what you've gained, because your body still has to maintain a certain amount of musculature, right? A certain amount of strength to keep doing that workload that you're doing. So in some cases, you may even be able to pull back on that workload just a little bit, or even quite a bit, depending on, like, you know, exactly how much you're trying to maintain and what you're trying to maintain. Because even though, yes, you have to keep pushing your progression further to continue to build muscle and strength, the amount that it takes to kind of maintain is a little bit different. Like I said, there's that, you know, kind of like that maximum, or rather minimum amount of volume that you have to do to keep progressing, right? Because keep that in mind, guys, there's like the minimum amount of volume you have to do to see any progress, then there's kind of like that maximum recoverable volume where you're pushing your volume as much as you possibly can but still able to recover from it. So if you can technically still grow on that minimum amount of volume for muscle growth, it takes even less total workload to just maintain what you already have. So in a lot of instances, you can even pull back a little bit, and you just kind of have to play with the numbers, because once again, certain genetic factors come into play, right? Like some people may be able to pull their workload back by half and still maintain the muscle mass that they want. Others may not be able to pull back quite that much. So you kind of have to play with it. But the point is, you no longer have to seek to push past the point you're already at. And as far as your nutrition, it's the same thing. However much you're eating, as far as your total calories, your protein, everything like that, to maintain where you're at, just keep doing that. That's it. You may give or take have to, you know, increase your caloric intake a little bit. Let's say if you start doing more things outside of your training, let's say you start being a little bit more active outside of training, maybe you get involved in the sport, something like that, you may have to start eating a little bit more then to kind of make up for the calories you're expending for maintaining your muscle mass. But all in all, it's just being in a caloric maintenance for whatever weight that you're at, whatever body composition you're currently at. And if you're doing that, you're good to go, guys. So it's really not that complicated, and there's not a whole lot of, like, you know, deep science behind it that you have to understand. It's just the mere fact that, hey, if you're trying to maintain, then eat at caloric maintenance. and maintain the workload that you've done so far to build up to that point. If you're doing those two things, then you'll have no issue holding on to the muscle mass that you've had. And then of course, making sure things stay on point, such as like, sleep, recovery. If you're maintaining the same workload, but let's say your recovery starts getting bad because once again, you start doing a whole bunch of other stuff outside of the gym, and maybe you start sleeping a little bit less, things like that, you may start to notice like, that you're losing some strength, losing a little bit of muscle mass. But assuming that you keep your recovery on point as you have to get to the point that you're at, then that shouldn't be an issue or anything that you have to worry about. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Nice, quick, simple video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you did. If you did not, leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch y'all later.